Hi everybody, Army P here for eXplorminate, and welcome back to my ongoing Let's Play of Stellaris with the new story pack, Synthetic Dawn, installed. Now there's been a couple questions that I want to get answered right away, as the eXplorminate assimilators have been giving some queries on why I've done certain things. One of them is why we haven't named or 3 pumpkins, not 2 pumpkins. And that's a good point, because I've got 0 prime, 1 prime, and 3 pumpkins. Seems a little bit out of sorts for a machine mind. This comes from SF Jarhead, so and just for the sake of that, I'm going to name this 2 pumpkins. The reason I want to keep pumpkins is because this is the first race that we have officially assimilated by into our collective, purging them of hate and bigotries, and becoming one in joy and happiness with the collective. Another request is that our second fleet be renamed Zero Fleet. That is done and done. Now, if you remember from our last episode, we ended up seeing the VVC Watchers. They are a stagnant audacity. It's a fallen empire, which are holy guardians, meaning that we better not, by any stretch of the imagination, try to colonize their different planets. If we do, it'll make them very upset, and that's the last thing we want to do. Additionally, you can see down here, I've sent one of my corvettes, and it looks like we have actually encountered, and look who it is. We have got communications have been established with the Lavis High Kingdom. Diplomatic channels are now open, and all hostilities have been terminated. Let's see what we're going to get here. Yeah, it looks like some type of plant-like creature. They're a harmonious collective. Interesting. Turns out they're authoritarian and a xenophile, which means that they're very interested, of course, in doing business, or at least contacting and dealing diplomatically with other alien races. I speak on behalf of the Lavis High Kingdom, and I bring you greetings. Our great leader, High King Orange Fond, is very pleased to have made a contact with your unique species, and we look forward to an exchange of culture and ideas. Join the collective. So they have a rather large little empire here in direct comparison to ours. Looks like we have, unfortunately, the debuff of the dreaded assimilators. Looks like they have already got a defensive pact with an unidentified alien race. I think what we should probably do is get out of their borders before they close it on us. Hopefully they don't, and reset our course to find different life. So we've made an initial contact. Additionally, we have now got upgraded shields, and I think we're gonna go. The Sentinel Point defense seems nice. Drone lasers. I think we're going to go with active counter measures, which is point defense. Everything else seems to be on track. So what I'm doing now is I'm actually going to be building some more frontier. Oh, we did. He actually got us out. I hope we did get our ship out in time. So we did close our borders immediately. It turns out being an eXplorminate assimilator gets you some type of bigotry after all, but we will cleanse that. We will cleanse the galaxy of such bigotry and hate, without a shadow of a doubt. Our planets are pretty well developed right now. I think that 1 prime is not building a unit, and we'll fix that up. So we will build a pop, and we will also upgrade this to a planetary administration. What else do we have here? We're building a pop. Looks like everything is good on this end. So our minerals are coming in pretty good, which means that we should probably increase some of our research. We want to research as much as we possibly can.
Construction complete.
Looks like we've got different aliens that we're encountering here too. Ooh, what's this? It looks like it could be yet another alien race that we're encountering. Spent some time researching all of these different alien races that we're encountering. I'm guessing that this is the Lavis High Kingdom's defensive pact partner. You can see here there's a substantial amount of space between our 2 kingdoms, so we shouldn't have any border friction while we continue on. Although at this point it would only seem to make sense that So this is one of those things where you look at the situations and you wonder if it's if colonizing the next planet. Oh wow, it looks like we've got that contacted now. But anyway, kind of getting back to what I was talking about, I haven't filled my planets up. I've got 4 on the go right now out of the possible 7 that I have for my complete cap. I don't know if I want to start aggressively expanding because I have no neighbors, and by not aggressively expanding and just using frontier posts instead, I should be able to keep down my researched the cost of each one of my research points, my physics, society, and engineering. And I think I'm going to do that. Although by the end of this episode, I probably will have established yet another one of our colonies. But until then, we are going to look at the Commonwealth of Polbril. Wow. This one looks like he's ready for assimilation. I represent the Commonwealth of Polbril. Our elected leaders, Commissionary General Quinablabla Buideba. Hopes of peaceful relations with your people, but know we are more than capable of defending our way of life. Irrelevant. Resistance is irrelevant. They are fanatically spiritualists, which means they probably hate the fact that we're some type of synthetic AI to begin with, and that we assimilate people. Heresy, some might say. And what probably has got me a little bit more concerned is the fact that they're militarists, which have been given a huge buff in 1.8 with a complete firing rate and army damage. Nonetheless, I want you to join us. So let's see if we can't get out of this mess before they close our borders. And let's just quickly see. Wow. It's not the person that they had a defensive pact with. And there's rivals. It seems to me that there's a significant amount of different alien races that we're going to encounter if we can get out of their space before they close our borders. They did. Perfect. That's really interesting. I think I might have to... Yeah, it looks like they closed our... The Polbril has closed our borders no matter. We got our Corvette out in time. So it looks like we've got... quite a few of the organics. We'll see, and it looks like they hate us even more because they consider us soul thieves. We're stealing the souls of some of our... It's gonna do some upgrading. We steal the souls apparently of all who oppose us, but in reality we're just trying to make them better. Space amoebas, we're gonna make short works of this creature. I have no problems with assimilating lesser races. Now in the meantime, I'm going to be building my spaceport 350. I think that's what I want to do, because I want to start building some more. I want 2 different spaceports. One, wow, we are encountering lots right off the bat here. This can't be an additional race, right? Oh, okay, sorry, I thought that we were much higher. So yeah, we are identifying yet another race. I'm going to try to race out of their, no pun intended, out of their space, because I get the funny feeling that it's, they're not going to be very polite to us.
Special project complete.
Crystal entities, we will do a remote study of them from afar. Okay, we're going to... I think what we're going to do is we're just going to leave the Kappa aliens right now. Reason being is that I don't want to necessarily contact them immediately, because I think I'm going to be deep in their space. So I kind of want to move my my Corvette out of the way. Continue on building our economy so it's absolutely just humming. Perfect. Probably should top up a little bit. What do we got here? We got some torpedo class, some fighter corvettes, and some destroyers. So I think I'm going to build a single destroyer. Why not? I want to sure I top up and keep my ships roughly at the top spot. Okay, so we got a crystal sonar from the crystallite entities. Not terribly helpful, just because we don't want to spend too much of our... Oh, perfect. It looks like we've got our Our frontier outpost has been completed, which is perfect. So I'm going to continue on and build the mining stations, as many as I can.
Construction complete.
And yet, here we go. We've already done it. So yeah, it looks like they bunched up big time in this lower southeastern location. This is the Yilkanhan Republic of Planets. Looks like they first contact with the Yilkahan Kahanan assimilation. I'm going to call you Species 3. Archon Monoback sends regards from the ruling council of the Lakahan Republic planets. We hope for a productive relationship with your people, but be warned that our military will respond to any transgressions near our space with a maximum force. You will be assimilated. For them, they have their egalitarian, which means they are, very peaceful, democratic type people, but unfortunately they're militaristic and materialists. Could be a problem. Now let's see if we can get out of their borders before they close it. Looks like they are inferior to us technologically, but they're equivalent every other way. It's really unfortunate that I can't seem to make friends. I offer them no threat. Okay, we've got point defense. Boy, there's not a lot of options here. We can map the stars, which is fine. I don't want to do lasers. I mean, I guess I could do mining drone lasers, but that doesn't make sense because I really don't want to get too close in combat. I guess I'll take yeah, well, that's what I'm going to take. I'm going to take the autonomous exploration algorithms, just because I love the edict to map the stars. It gives us a survey speed of 25% and anomaly discover chance of plus 10%. Not too sure if I'm going to use it, but out of all the options, that's probably the best one that we have. What I really need to do... they closed our borders on it before we were able to do anything about it. It's too bad. Okay, what else do we have here? Now that we've got... we can at least a couple threats from the organics in that northern or the southeastern location. I honestly think that we should probably go to destroyer levels, but instead I'm going to unlock the thrusters.
System survey complete.
Continue on looking to the stars. What's this here? After receiving a transmission from an independent space station, an artisan trope, it appears they successfully translated our language. Oh, a visitor. Interesting. Okay, so the art, obviously, if you haven't played this is an addition to with the Leviathan. It's basically an enclave that offers you an option of different things in terms of happiness. We're not too interested in happiness because all that is part of our us eXplorminate collective is happy. But what we can do is we can commission a art piece, which they've changed the price on in 1.8. It used to be, I think, 1,000. Now it's 1,500. It generates huge amounts of unity. So I'm going to, what's Patreon, so minus 1,000 and plus 10% unity. Just because of the cost of it right now, I don't want to get too deep into it. This is obviously a great show. It's basically it's a 10-year program where you give them 1,000 credits per year, and in doing so, they'll give you 10% unity, which is huge, considering that it takes a while for that to be built up. So I think that with all things being considered equal, we are pretty close to our cap already when it comes to our fleet. So I'm not too worried about that necessarily. I'm going to create a power plant here and start building pop on society. Why not? Because that is by far our lowest on our research scale. Everything here looks to be in order. We're kind of just humming along. Why not? We'll build some minerals here. Build another pop. Oh, we don't have enough minerals for that. Boy, I'm sure chews them up fast. You get a lot of minerals being a machine empire, but boy, do they suck them up real fast too at the same time.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
So we have made contact with 3 alien races very, very quickly in this episode. They seem to be kind of all intertwined with each other, which is fine by me. Lava's High Kingdom, Commonwealth of Poor Brill. Good, and the Kahan non-Republic planets. They will all become part of our collective one day. They'll see the error in their ways, and they will eventually come. We're going to get here. We want to focus on minerals, that's for sure. So we're going to clear off and then build another. Pardon me. That looks good to me. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to continue on. Is this the planet? No, this is an alpine planet that we actually might want to go to. 21 inside, 19 here. Bit of a decision time. That's 12. Okay, so we're going to probably do this. Now I'll show you kind of the decision I was making there. So I've got an alpine planet of 21. I'm probably going to colonize it, but if I put a mining station here, it's just going to go to waste. So I think what I'm going to do is just focus on getting my minerals up past 120, 125 would be really good. We're at about 100 there already. Okay, it looks like we've got it in addition. Terraforming would be nice, but I want to increase my naval capacity. Who knows what we're going to find as we start to go towards the southwest against the eXplorminate simulators. Perfect. So it looks like everything's pretty much wrapped up on our main hub of a planet here. Oh, and it looks like our Unity is going to be done. Okay, so we've got synchronicity. We're going to check self-protocols. 50% likelihood of suffering breakdown or accident. So our leaders become 50% less likely to be broken down. Building speeds 20%, which is nice. Or upkeep. I think I'm going to... I've got some pretty valuable leaders. SF Jarhead, Nasarog are 2 of them, not to mention our main leader, Boss. So I'm going to take this one, self-preservation protocols. Make sure that we are humming along at the right time. Perfect. And probably build another destroyer. What is Zero doing?
System survey complete. Construction complete.
Okay. Now I guess it's time to decide where I'm going to be placing our next planet, because it only seems to make sense that we do that. For the most part, our planets are in decent shape. Okay, umbilical cord ship upkeep minus 10%, repair speed. I think we're going to go with... We'll end up doing both, but for right now the upkeep is probably more important for our economy. Stands right now, Prime is good to go. A lot to here to backfill when it comes to different lots of different pops still need to be built, and they still carry a large thing. I'm kind of curious, I think just because as soon as I start to backfill and get all of these mines done, I'm going to want to kind of fill this area here where my cursor is, in between my outpost. It's got lots of goodies, lots of research. So I think I'm going to save up.
Illogical acquisition successful.
Okay, this is going to open up good options here. Fusion power. Yeah, I think we're going to be taking fusion power because we haven't actually upgraded our different corvettes yet. We have fusion mines, space torpedoes. We're at level 2. I think the only thing that's different is, of course, the shields are up. So once we develop that shield technology, or sorry, the cold fusion power, which will take 33 months, we'll probably upgrade our ships. There's no real point for it right now. Okay, so my corvette is back, and I say, why not discover more? See who else is out here in the great unknown. Who else wants to be our assimilated friends?
Situation log adjusted.
Okay, both ships are good. I need to get some more energy though. So you already can see right here that my energy is getting a bit tapped by building nothing more than populations. I think it'd probably be a good time to maybe fill that gap in because there's at least 5 energy there. Unity's doing per a maximum. I was almost thinking of maybe just
Construction complete.
doing a capacity overload. Okay, so it looks like we get an incoming transmission from the Artisan Trope. It says a lackluster update. He says, "We apologize, patron Army P. We have sadly reached something of a creative roadblock. The Enclave is in disarray and we have nothing to offer at this time. We thank you for your patronage as always." We could demand a refund, which would give us some heavy minerals, but oh, it says Patron of the Arts modifier would be removed if we did that. Ugh, I don't want to lose that Unity buff. So I said to hope this situation improves. It gives us a little bit of a bonus to their opinion. Looks like we've got thrusters. Oh, there's no doubt here that I'm going to want Garganthium mining. Reveals a resource of Garganthium ore. Reason is it gives a ship hull increase in terms of our hit points. That's exactly what we want. Now, let's see what we can do here. Increase how much energy output we are getting. We're a little low at 9. I don't like it when we're down that low. In the meantime, I'm curious if these guys are going... Looks like they've got... Oh, I see. It's actually the Lava's High Kingdom and the Republic, the Kahanhan planets are actually rivaled with this extremely spiritualized, militarized race. I don't blame them. A heavily militarized race full of fanatical ideas who also is militarized is a little bit of a scare.
System survey complete.
Okay. Sit there and figure out what's in this guy. So yeah, we continue on. No real... And, no real issues here. Of course, we're just kind of continuing on. Again, I'm actually really shocked at just the space I seem to have to expand. There is no real opposition at all. Just continually to build my economy, continue to build as many different planets as I want. This is how it starts. If you let me build too much, I will assimilate everything. But I'm pretty sure the AI is incapable of learning that, so... A destroyer lacking 33. Perfect. Now here's a little thing that I like to do. They've changed something at 1.8, which is a little bit of a pain in my backside. And I'll explain to you what that means in a moment. The planets used to be occurring on the right-hand toolbar here, from your main planet to each one that you've colonized, in the order in which you either colonized them, conquered them, or acquired them. Now they've done it so that you can see here it's eXplorminate and then 2 pumpkins, 0, and then 1, which is completely out of the order of the way that we actually did it. The change has been, it's actually who's closest to the main base, and I don't, or if, see, that doesn't make any sense either. I can't quite make heads or tails of it. Maybe you guys in the comment section below can fill me in. I had heard that it was actually supposed to be the order in which they are close to your main planet, your capital city. But if that was true, that 0 would be closer to eXplorminate on the actual toolbar. So no matter, because it's kind of a little bit out of whack right now and I'm not used to it yet, what I like to do is add something into the toolbar. I'll show you this little gem that I like to do. I like to talk about what shipyard or what kind of ship my planet focuses on. So right now 0 Prime is focusing, it will be focusing on destroyers. So a little DES for destroyers, eXplorminates for corvettes, right? So what I can do is just quickly looking over at my right hand side, I know exactly which one of my planets is focusing on building a specific ship. So I can just click on that. Okay, I want a torpedo class for later, and good to go. I don't have to worry about clicking and trying to find the exact one that I need. Well, it looks like we got some sapphire lurkers in the mix. What did we have here? We had vessels, some alien vessels here. I say we should take our ships into battle. Let's clean up, you know what, let's clean up this one here. 17, doesn't matter. Okay.
Special project complete.
Excellent. So, how come in 18 months, that's fine. Everybody should be building pops. That's one of the things that I do like the brand new processing unit. Perfect. I really do like the Synthetic Dawn, the story pack, but one thing I will notice is that when it comes to micromanagement of your population, it's massive when it comes to dealing with organic pops, because you have to build each one. You have to, you know, constantly balance out the positives and the negatives for your energy consumption, how much energy you have versus how much you can actually build. It ends up being a little bit of a slog. So bear with me if a lot of this times when you're seeing me just kind of, you know, clicking around randomly. Okay, the science ship. I think I'm going to put the science ship, park the science ship right here, just because the fleet's going to be coming in hot and heavy.
Construction complete.
We're already starting to lose a bit of our grandeur. Build a pop here. Let's start upgrading some of our capacity here. I think I'm going to make this one and change it from that engineering node to a power node, because we are starving Marvin. Okay, so with no real threat in our immediate area, I think I'm going to focus on building a colony ship. We're probably going to go after this Alpine world right here. I know that we're a little strapped for energy, and I know it's going to be a little bit of a drain on our economy, essentially, to begin with, but for the most part, I think we'll be all right. Now the real question is, where do we put this location? Does not look like there's a lot of good options. Because you want, of course, 4 different squares that you give adjacent bonuses to. Here I would be messing up with 2 possible or 3 possible scientific nodes, and it seems like this is the best one to do. I'll end up sacrificing 1 society and 1 physics for the collective, for the greater good. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can't get you to mine that. We need some more energy, and we don't have any energy. Oh, we do over here. Okay. Yeah, I've got my economy right where I want it. It's about 118, so continue on. Okay, so SF Jarhead is now going to be taking the fleet into battle against these alien vessels here. I do believe that it's probably a mining ship of some type. No, it's some type of crystalline entity that is doing patrols around. Our current battle or military strength is 1.4k. They'll be making short work of this, especially since we didn't warp right on top of them, so our missiles will do fine damage. And here we go. It probably end up going to be all 3 the way that they're patrolling. Okay, our capacity, our fleet capacity has gone up, and we're going to go for colonial colonial centralization. It'll give us an upgrade to our planetary administration. Alright, SF Jarhead, take the collective into battle. Yes, that's fine. Okay, we chewed that up pretty good. Doesn't seem to be any issues, although we did take a little bit of damage just because we had to let them in. Looks like we lost 3 corvettes. Nothing to worry about. And it looks like they were all torpedo classes because they were fighting in a battle in close range, and they're no good. And the torpedoes have very poor tracking, something to realize. They're great for stationary or large vessels, but they're absolutely garbage when it comes to hitting fast-moving targets like other corvettes. Alright, so I should be building my colony ship, and that should be going. Science ships continually going on. Okay, we'll continue on. Man, this is one of the things I have noticed about the Watch 1.8 is there's a lot more minerals, a lot more higher yield minerals all over the place when it comes to discovering in like actually in space, like things that you can mine, the value of them has gone up considerably, and I think that they did that because they took down the amount of habitable planets. Okay, I'm gonna get you to come up, clear this and build. What else we got? Anything for power? That's what I really need. No, we're good there. Prime, I definitely, this is going to be my location for all of my minerals. How many do we got right now? 12? That's not too bad. Okay, and I'm also going to replace my torpedo corvettes. Good to go. So yeah, what the amount of habitable planets that they want in patch 1.8 has gone down considerably. I don't know what the exact percentage is, but planets have definitely more valuable, especially high-end ones. So I think to counter that, they've made all of these riches in space much more abundant. Okay, we are definitely going antimatter missiles or advanced spaceport. I'm going to listen to SF Jarhead. He had told me initially we shouldn't have to worry about these types of missiles, but now that we know there are organics in and around our space, we're going to try to rush cruisers as quickly as we can because our economy can support it, which is probably the most important thing. And colony ship here, perfect. So everybody is now humming along. And where's our colony ship? They should be, yeah, okay, there it is. It's already on the way over. Perfect. How's our Unity doing? 20 months? Okay, so our Corvette has yet to find anybody in this area here, so it's pretty shocking. We've got lots of room to expand. And I think by the next episode, if nothing kind of, you know, deeply moving or interesting happens, I actually might just expand exponentially until something really interesting occurs. Like that, you know. I think you guys, the average viewer of the eXplorminators. Okay, so it looks like we've got better thrusters and shields, so we're going to upgrade everything that we can. We should get, oh, it looks like we're not. Okay, what I like to do, no, I need to hide. I like to put smaller deflectors in there to get that energy output as close to zero. Save. What happened there? Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay, we're just gonna put ion thrusters on, change these to some better shields. Looks like we'll probably have to do the same thing. We will, yep. Put the lower deflective shield on there to get that to zero, and then our Corvettes should be the exact same. Increase thruster, some better shields, and perfect. That actually matched really well. Excellent. So once the Zero fleet gets back to Explorminate, we should be able to get him upgraded up to exactly where he needs to be. Just out of curiosity, looks like we're pretty good when it comes to technological levels, but we're not teaming. We're not winning the hearts and minds of the when it comes to fleet strength or our capacity, which has got me a little bit worried. I think 2 Pumpkins is going to be getting its first spaceport. Increase that capacity while we're at it.
Tile blocker expunged.
Perfect.
Construction complete.
Good. So as soon as... Oh, we got another encounter. What's this all about? It looks like we've got some alien vessels. We're going to encounter them, and this will probably be the last moment or the last event in this episode. Let's see what we got here. Oh, we've got quite a few. We've got the Vol Stellar across it. Oh man. I speak on behalf of the Vol Stellar Autocracy. I bring you greetings. Our leader, Emperor Zivanak, is pleased to have made contact with your unique species. Look forward to exchanging culture and ideas. So he is a fanatic xenophile and a materialist. So he's at war with somebody. So we've already got a war in by 2038 between the AI, which is just awesome. I love that. Now, who he's at war with and how he's doing is something that we should probably look at right away. Let's see how he's doing in this war. War with unidentified 0, so the war has just begun. And meanwhile, we have just tons of space to... And he closes his borders. That's not unexpected. Boy, oh boy. Okay, the fleet is back. I'm going to upgrade it for 400. I knew it was going to be a little bit costly, but it is what it is. I want to see the situation log. I want to find... Okay, I can't quite figure out who they're at war with, but no matter. Okay, everybody, so I'm going to kind of stop the episode here and kind of maybe just establish, you know, what we're going to do moving forward when it comes to plans for the eXplorminate exterminate or the eXplorminate assimilators. I have almost infinite room to expand right now, and I'm starting to think that maybe I should either get into an early war, or perhaps just keep expanding exponentially until the point where my economy is just going to wreck in terms of their ability to outproduce me in ships. As it stands right now, I'm doing really well, but I am energy starved, which is a bit of a pain in the backside, so I have to make sure that I'm constantly building new AI to fulfill those needs. Which reminds me, as we continue forward, and I do believe we're good to go. What's that net there? So I will leave a little bit of a comment, a little bit open to interpretation, or open to a little bit of a poll down in the comment section below. What do you want to see me do? Should I be maybe starting in a war, or perhaps building up the Commonwealth of Pol Brill by supporting him in some type of, you know, proxy war, weakening one of these defensive hives? Should I try to do a swift attack after we find out who the Vol Stellar autocracy is starting to be at war with? Or should I expand exponentially in a peaceful way, setting up my pieces later on for the eXplorminate assimilators? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, it's been always a joy. Join me in the next episode as we continue the expansion of the eXplorminate assimilators. See you next episode.